If you're not been knowing it, the Banshee is a creature as old as the hills of Hibernia. Their high-pitched wailing is the call of death that will chill you to the bone and give rise to the hasty saying of your prayers. For if you be hearing the Banshee's moan, death will be claiming a soul by the new day's first dawn. Sure, and wasn't it old Louis Marchesi who told me the chilling tale as it was told to him by Denny Dougal? A man who seen him, and by a mighty stroke of fortune escaped a late night encounter with the spirit world and lived to be telling about it. Samhain it was, the Celtic eve of All Hallows, the night when the boundary between the living and the other world can be crossed over. It was a dark night, made brazen by the harvest moon. A ghostly mist had rolled up from the sea, spreading like a shroud across the fields. The hour was just past pub closing, and Dougal had shared more than a few drops of the creature with the lads, as he was wont to do. Grateful he was for the moon in the full as he staggered across the field through the foggy dew, making his way to his cottage. And that is when it happened. He seen two fair creatures, having themselves a sing-along, harmonising their hearts out to the tune of Amazing Grace. Well now, didn't Dougal do what any God-fearing man would do? He crossed himself and hid behind a hedgerow. And sure, through the mist, he couldn't see him clear, but he could hear their blather. He could hear their blather, talking about having a job to do that very night, being late for the appointment, one scolding the other for getting them both caught up with the notion of forming a choir to give the sweet singing sirens of Hibernia a run for their money. And so, such an encounter with the spirit world would make any man fast sober. When they floated full away, didn't Dougal get his flummock self as gone as fast as his spindly old legs could carry him through his own cottage door, and he says to the wife, "Wife, I'd come across the field just now, and there were angels singing. Oh, it's the liquor that's finally pickled your brain, you daft old fool. The day angels would be singing to you," says she. "Amazing Grace it was," says himself. "You be blessing yourself and thanking the saints who want the Banshees coming to curse the life right out of you is what," says the wife, "and for the amazing grace of the good Lord this Samhain, for sparing a wretch like you to be living another day. I'll be locking the door behind you." And so is the tale. The tale of Dougal told. A lucky man was he, spared by the simple act of a Banshee Bungle, a distraction from their business of claiming Dougal's soul on that Samhain eve. But mind, that night left more than a terrifying memory. As it was told to me, Dougal lived out the rest of his days in an odd space between sanity and a dream. His spirit tossed about between the other world and his own. And some say that on Samhain eve, he walks that field still, a dismal shadow under the ancient lamplight of doom.